Hi everyone, my name is Taylor, but since we're friends, I'll let you call me Tay, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we have a really special Q&A. I asked you guys some questions over on Instagram, and I'm gonna answer them while I get ready to film some self-tapes. Let's get into it. So, first thing in the realm of self-tapes is to put my hair into a really high ponytail, and while I do that, I'm gonna answer the first question. The first question is, what is your favorite 80s song? Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses came out in 87, I believe. So I'm gonna say My Michelle by Guns N' Roses. Alright. Let's get that next question. Is the best family the Bear family? Yes! The best people. That is one of the best things about college is the people I've met, the friends I've made. Like, you know, when people are like, oh, the friends you make in college are the friends you have forever. Like, I absolutely do believe that, and the people I've met here are crazy good, crazy talented, and I'm just really blessed by all of them. So I went on and threw my contacts in off camera, so let's get back into these questions while I prep my skin. Alright, how do you manage all of the homework? So this is kind of a loaded question, and I think that I am in a really unique position because dance majors don't have a lot of homework how you would traditionally think of homework. You know, we're not writing a bunch of essays, and, you know, there aren't makeup tests for being in a ballet class. You just have to physically be there. I would say, so yeah, I would say that that is a unique perspective about homework. Your homework, if you're a dance major, does really come from your gen eds, I think, but with dancing, I think the misconception is, oh, you just go to class, which, like, yes, but dancing is a lot of emotional work. That's, like, I think the big difference that people don't understand. Like, yes, you have, like, what's, like, a really busy major? Who's, like, a really busy major? Maybe, like, like, nursing majors. Okay, shout out Lacey if you're watching this. Nursing majors are always in the library studying. They're working hard, they're taking tests, they're learning a lot of hands-on material, which is great and valuable, and I'm glad, like, you know, we have people that are doing that. But it's not quite the same with dance majors. You know, we're learning, and all of our learning is done. I mean, yes, we can continue to supplement our learning on our own, but most of it is done in class, and we are required to then correct ourselves, grow ourselves, develop our craft with the information that our teachers have given. I think that it's kind of a unique question with being a dance major, and I think that dance majors are, in fact, the busiest majors on campus, but I digress with that question. Are you planning on visiting DE? I believe one of my former students at the studio I graduated from high school at sent that in, and that is so sweet. So unfortunately with that is, obviously, I moved away to Springfield for college. Also, this is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extension. I moved away to Springfield for college. Obviously, it's where Missouri State University is. And while I did that, my parents ended up moving houses too. So I technically don't have anywhere to live around DE to come back and visit. But if I was invited back to, like, teach it intensive or something, I would love to come back and teach. I think I've learned and grown a lot in college, and yeah. Alright, the next question is favorite thing about college. Well, I already touched on the people. I have met the most amazing people here, and they are really, like, these are my people. They really are the best of the best. But if I had to pick something else about college, I would pick, I think it's, oh, it kind of goes in hand with the people, though. It's fine, I'm gonna say it. I think it's, everyone shares your passion, you know what I mean? Like, I come from Missouri. I'm still in Missouri. You know, and there's not a lot of art in where I'm from. You know, art doesn't really take precedent, which, like, is fine. You know, that's the city's culture. I wish it was different, but I can't really change that. But I think coming here and just finding people who are just as passionate as I am about what I love, and that are completely on board with all of my, like, crazy creative ideas, that is everything. I got mascara all over my eyelid, gonna have to clean that up. But while I finish my eyelashes, let's move on to the next question. Alright, how do you stay motivated? This is an interesting question, and I would love to hear if you would like a full video on it. I think that this is kind of an interesting question for me, because I am very much an intrinsically motivated person. I think that motivation comes really easily to me, you know, like, if I have to get something done, you know, I'm getting it done, you know, like, I don't really wait around. I'm not a procrastinator by any means. I'm, in fact, the complete opposite. I'm not a procrastinator. I think my biggest tip for motivation, and it's kind of interesting, I always like to think, if I'm, like, not motivated to do something that I don't want to do, like, if I'm like, man, I really don't want to read that psych chapter, but I know I have to, my biggest motivation tip is to just think about how much better you're gonna feel when it's done. No, I'm like dead serious. Like, if I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I don't want to read this chapter, or, like, I don't want to, I don't know, what else am I doing this semester? I don't want to do my GEP homework. That's valid. You know, just little minute things that I don't want to do. But then I remember that if I'm done, I'll feel good about myself. I'll feel, you know, productive. I'll be glad that I finished something. I'm going to cut off my tangent real quick. Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Porcelain. You know, and I think that, one, remembering that you'll feel good afterwards. Two, I would say, just, like, thinking about, like, kind of in the same vein, you know, like, if I finish my homework and someone wants to go out tonight, I can go. You know, if I'm not doing my homework now, and then later, my friend Adonis is like, you want to go get Andy's? I won't be able to because I'll be stuck doing my homework. So kind of, like, thinking ahead and, like, giving yourself little hypothetical situations that encourage you to do your homework if motivation is particularly low that day. What else? I think another thing about motivation, and, like, especially me being really intrinsically motivated, would just be, like, I always just realize that the things that I don't want to do are just stepping stones to get me to do the things that I do want to do. So, like, no, yeah, GEP is, like, really boring, and no, I don't want to do my GEP homework, because it's boring and pointless. If you went to Mo State, you know. But, you know, it's something I do have to do to move on in my degree and be able to register for other classes. And I think that is a critical thought process for being motivated, especially if it's like, if I'm having a hard time motivating myself, it's like, yeah, this sucks right now, but then when I'm done with it, I never have to do it again, and it gets me to where I do want to be. And also, I have heard this from people who I think struggle a lot more with procrastination. A lot of people think that rewarding themselves at, like, intervals between, like, in the study session really helps them. So, like, I have a friend who's like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna crank out an hour of studying for this psych test, and then, like, half an hour in, they'll go get something. They'll get a Dr. Pepper, they'll get a piece of chocolate, something to kind of keep them motivated and on the right track. I'm trying to decide if I want to go for slick or not. I think I'm just not going to. Alright, next question. What do directors look for in auditions? This, I feel like, is an interesting question, and I'm glad someone asked it, because I like talking about the audition process. I think it's a really misunderstood part of our craft. I think that really does depend on who you're auditioning for, what you're auditioning for, you know, because if you're auditioning for professional theater, they're gonna want something different than if you're auditioning for, like, a local community theater. But for Missouri State, the perfect segue, I will talk about the auditions that I am filming this morning. Look at that, great segue. So I am submitting today for the 3 spring main stage shows. 2 of them are a play and 1 of them are a musical. So for one play, I need 2 dramatic monologues. For the other play, I need a dramatic monologue in the tone of convincing someone to do something. And then for the musical, I need a monologue, and then I also need a 60-second song. So I'm filming all of that today, so I'm getting nice and ready for that. So yeah, I think it really just goes audition by audition, and also depending on where you are, what people see, what type of show it is. You know, if it's a really dance-heavy show, you'll probably have more dance calls, maybe fight calls. It's kind of all up in the air. It's kind of everything. I think auditions do depend on what kind of show you're doing. Alrighty, we are moving on to browse and a brand new question. How do you balance social life and school? This is... If you know me in real life, you're laughing right now. I am not a very social person. Like, not even kind of a little bit. I would very much rather just stay in and watch a movie. I'm not one to go out, but I think that social life also looks different for dance majors. A lot of us are in rehearsals, a lot of us work, a lot of us don't have as much free time as a lot of our friends in, like, other more traditional majors do. But I think the key just to balancing anything is to not, this is gonna sound so stupid, but to not do too much of one thing. Obviously, that negates the purpose of balance. But I think with that, and also with that comes knowing where you're spending your emotion. You know, realize, hey, I'm in this dance that has, you know, really heavy subject matter and takes a lot of emotion out of me. Maybe be able then to realize I'm not going to want to go out after that, after living in that world for 2 hours, however long you're in rehearsal. I'm not going to want to go out. So you can set that boundary with yourself. It's like, hey, let's not go out on Wednesdays when that rehearsal is, or let's not go out on Fridays because I have a rehearsal early Saturday morning, or I have self-tapes early Saturday morning. I think it's all about just realizing what you have to do and still obviously making time for it, finding good time for it. You know, like, I'm getting my auditions done this morning, so then I can go to club rodeo tonight, and now, you know, and just relax on Sunday. So I think the big thing is just to balance and to plan ahead. Moving on to lips. This is the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon in the shade. Does it have a color? 20SO06. Oh, the color's on top. I'm stupid. In the shade 90. Keep it fun. All right. And while we do this, let's talk about our next question. What does one put on their resume? I feel like this kind of goes with auditions, you know. It really just depends on what you're doing, where you're at in your career. I would say any relevant experience at all. Were you in high school theater? Were you in choir? Have you taken any master classes? Any relevant experience? Or if you're just starting out and don't have a resume, maybe look for a theater, like a community theater, that's not expecting you to have a resume, because then when you are in that community theater, you have points to put on a resume to bring yourself to the next level. I think it really just does depend on where you're at. Next question. Which BFA baby sticker is your favorite? Aw, this is such a cute question. So if you don't know, I run a Redbubble shop called BFA Baby. All of the designs are either hand-drawn or digitally designed by me. And all of them are in the vein of, I like this lip color. All of them are in the vein of wanting to support the arts and bring, you know, the arts to everybody. Be like, hey, the tagline of the company is "Our dreams are essential." Quick little setting spray. So I focus a lot on stickers with BFA Baby because I just think that they are the most, maybe I'll do like some wispies, because I think they are the most universal item, you know, anyone can love a sticker. And my favorite sticker, I think my favorite one, that's such a hard question. I have one that says, I have like a women collection, like women belong in the arts, women belong in dance. I think Women Belong in the Arts is one of my favorites, but of the new Destination collection, shop now on redbubble.com, BFA Baby. Destination collection, there is like a, it reminds me of a train ticket, but that's not what I was, anyways. And it's like BFA Baby established 2022, and it has a bunch of little fun quotes, that are essential to the point of the brand. I really like that one. It's white, and I love that one. Alright, next question, and then I'm gonna go change and come back and answer the rest of them. What are things colleges look for in an application? Colleges want an actual person. You know, they want a person who, yeah, has good grades, but also does extracurriculars and helps out, and they want a well-rounded person. So any experience, so like when you're in high school, if you're watching this in high school right now, go outside of the box, find new things that you love. You know, don't only focus on your grades. Yes, whoa, yes, your grades are important. Don't cut that down and be like, Taylor doesn't think our grades are important. Your grades are important. Do well in school. However, if you just put all of your energy into school, colleges want to see a well-rounded person. So find some clubs that interest you and things in your community, and just, you know, flesh out and express all of the passions that you have that you can. I think that's my biggest tip for college applications. Alright, I'm gonna go change, clean up this makeup, and then I'll finish up answering your questions. I am back. This is the top for my audition. I did not change shorts yet, but you got some dramatic bell sleeves. It just adds a little flair, keep you something memorable. Circling back to the question about auditions like memorable, you know, wear something, obviously in the guidelines of the audition if you are told what to wear, but do something memorable. My go-to is always, you know, if I'm told what to wear, a red lip, or, you know, something easy that is identifiable and recognizable, because auditions see hundreds of students. I like how I was like, I'm not going to slick my hair back, but now I am. auditions see so many applicants that, ooh, that looks weird. Auditions see so many applicants that a lot of the times everyone at some point is getting lost in the shuffle, and you know, they might not remember your full name, but they could be like, oh my god, that girl in the red lipstick absolutely slayed that dance call, or that girl with the really fun bell sleeves killed her monologue today. Trying to speak it into existence. Anyways, next question. Does it ever feel like there's competition between the dance majors? Ooh, this is kind of interesting. I've said that about every question. I think the thing about Missouri State, and what I'm very happy about being here, is that our directors don't put a lot of pressure on us to like beat someone or like be better, you know. They're really big on, hey, support yourself, support your friends. These wispies look ratchet. Should I just slick them up? I'm gonna slick them up. You know, they're really big on support yourself, support your friends. They don't, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't fester or welcome any kind of competition. But that is to say, not that I don't think it happens. I think that if we are feeling competition, it is pressure that we are putting on ourselves. I think that there's a lot of competition leading up to getting into a BFA program, you know, like the application process, what you're doing in high school. You know, there's a lot of competition, and I think that sometimes it can be really hard to separate, like, okay, that's over now, we've made it, we can just support each other. But I think sometimes, I mean, as artists, there's always going to be, like, a urge to compete and be the best, but I think that is pressure that we put on ourselves. Alright, best spot in the library. So I study at the Meyer Library. That's our big library here on campus, and the best spot, in my opinion, is the second floor. There's a treadmill desk. There's 3 treadmill desks, and a bike desk. It's like treadmill, treadmill, bike, treadmill. And the best spot in the library is, so like, if you're walking in and if you're walking into the second floor from the stairs, it's like, so from your left-hand side, treadmill, treadmill, bike, treadmill. It's the second treadmill in from the left, best spot. It's the quiet treadmill. Sometimes they like squeak and it's like really loud and annoying. It's the quiet treadmill, and also you have a great view of outside with that treadmill, which is really awesome, and you get some steps in while you're working. Treadmill desks in Myers are the best. Best way to unwind. My roommate and I watch some TV together. Currently we're watching Lost and How I Met Your Mother. I think that's a really good way to unwind. We're just kind of hanging out, enjoying each other's presence. She's also a dance major. Shout out Caroline, I love you. I think that's the best way, is just hang out with your roommate, eat a snack, just chilling. Alright, best part about being a dance major. Oh, I don't know. I do know. I think the best part of being a dance major is that things I've been learning in this program have allowed me to discover and explore other new passions I didn't even know I had. You know, I've really leaned into my love for film, and I've like wanted to start making movies, and like photography I really want to get into. We literally had a whole conversation with our director, Sarah Wilcoxon. Sarah, if you're watching this, hi, I love you. So much love for you. We literally had a whole conversation. Me and my roommate had a whole conversation with our director, Sarah, about circus arts and how circus arts would be really marketable for dancers. And now I'm like, I want to learn aerial. I want to learn like random fun little things. And I think that's the best part of being a dance major, is like, there's just absolutely just a well of creativity all the time, and you're willing and accepted and able to expand where your creative heart lies, and you're really able to explore other passions and avenues in the field. Best way to support the arts. Support the arts in whatever way that you can. Honestly, I think that if it's just going to high school theater or community theater, that's awesome. You know, supporting the arts doesn't have to be Broadway and the biggest theaters, you know, like the national tours. Like, yes, going to those are in support of the arts, but, you know, it's not so you can support the arts in your community, and I think that's the biggest thing, is supporting the local arts, because those are usually the least funded, the least talked about. Is always a big thing. So seeing shows, maybe even volunteering. I know that where I'm from, there's a theater company called YPT, and you can volunteer to usher the show. You can volunteer to do box office, or like if they have snacks at intermission, like concessions. That way you can see the show and you're supporting the arts by giving your time and you're volunteering. I think that's another great way to get involved in your community in the arts. I would say supporting the arts within your friends. You know, encourage your friends who are not typically going to see a show. Encourage them to come see the play that you're in at school, or encourage them to come to a community theater show with you. I think it's engaging in like your friend circle, because obviously not everyone is predisposed to like loving theater. Not everyone is born with the passion that people like me and people like you guys are. So the best part about that is, I think a big part of it is getting all of, you know, introducing people who aren't typically thinking about the arts into the arts. Alright, current comfort video. My current comfort video is it is Canada's Worst Driver by Curtis Connor. Is my current comfort video. Alright, and we have 2 more questions. Our next question is, do you know the mascot? I have taken a picture with Boomer. That is one of our traditions at Missouri State. Missouri State is big on MSU traditions. One of the traditions is take a pic with Boomer, and I've taken a pic with Boomer, and I got to hug Boomer at the parade. That was so fun. So yes, I do know our mascot. Last question. We made it, guys. I'm so excited. Last question is, besides dance, what are you doing in college? Okay, I think this is like, what else am I studying? Or like what I'm a part of? We'll play into that. I'm a BFA dance major with a minor BA in advertising and promotion. And then I am hoping and praying that I have been selected for the Acting on Camera certification program here at Missouri State. I auditioned a few weeks back. Submissions just closed, so I'm hoping to hear back soon. I'm so excited about that. So, set in stone, I'm getting my BFA in dance and my BA minor in advertising and promotion, and hopefully adding on an Acting on Camera certification. And then what else am I doing in college? I am in our fall dance concert. I'm in some one-acts that are directed by amazing directing 2 students that are seniors. I am a part of Most State Dance Co. I walked in the parade with them. I'm a part of their sister company, Resonance Dance Company. I'm really excited to audition for 10th Theater this summer. And yeah, I think that wraps up all of the questions today. Thank you for getting ready and hanging out with me this morning before my auditions. I am so excited to audition, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. You can find me on Instagram at Tata's Ballet, periods between words, on TikTok at Tata's Ballet, periods between words, on this lovely YouTube channel. And I think that's all. I love you so much.